So why don't we get a bit more radical rather than just continuing to do what we have been doing? What's stopped this problem being solved seems to me to have two elements. One is around planning green belt, but the government is doing something about that. As Adam Zerny has just said, it is a national issue that 300 authorities can't solve, but the government is making progress on that. But the second one is the high cost of building. That's what I've been hearing this morning, right from Tony and from many others. So why not lower the cost of building, of providing a home? And please remember, this is in the context of someone who is struggling and the state is helping. So there is a compromise, therefore. You're not going to have a gold-plated palace because the taxpayer can't afford that. So what is the appropriate level? Where is that compromise? And Tony and I, well, many of you have heard Tony talk about prefabs, the modular buildings. We've talked about the Elon Musk, $50,000 for a home. He's done this in Texas. In fact, he lives in one, $50,000. So they're out there, these prefabs, these one-bed modular things are out there already, yet we are failing to provide them for people in need. So that would be one recommendation that I would ask this committee to send to SUSCOMS, is what can this council do to encourage and to enable private developers to bring those schemes forward, specifically in terms of low-cost build, so that they can't use the excuse of, I can't give you 30% because the bricks and mortar and the labour is too much money. So find another way of doing it, and the solutions have been found. So that's one, to encourage and enable private developers to build cheaper units. And the final thing, Chairman, I would like to suggest is that this council also builds its own supply with the same technology, with the much cheaper and affordable materials. And it can do that, I think, as Adam's mentioned, the New Vista homes and, in coordination with housing associations. The work must have been done, must be being done by the professionals, right, the housing associations and the local authorities, the Tony Keaveneys and others. So why are we not exploring that? And I would like SUSCOMS to put some pressure on that, particularly given that there is a close relationship between the planning department and the social housing department. If indeed that is the case, then that shouldn't be difficult for the committee to request of officers.
Thank you. So, okay, are you wanting to respond to those points?